Bronn is somebody, with a capital S. He's somebody important. Tyrion finds Bronn at the inn at the crossroads, and he buys his room.
You can have my room.
Oh, there's a clever man.
Bronn is part of the group that captures Tyrion. Then he travels with Catelyn to the Eyrie. They get attacked by hill tribes, and the man can fight. He's a scoundrel. Him and Tyrion hit it off.
Nothing like a woman after a fight. Give me 10 good men and some climbing spikes. I'll impregnate the bitch.
Sound familiar? He's an entrepreneur. Puts his life on the line for Tyrion several times. For some gold. Let's be fair, probably a lot of gold. Tyrion is a Lannister.
You don't fight with honor.
No. He did.
Honor's overrated, according to Bronn. He may have done something honorable in the past, and got punished for it. So, if I'm going to be skeptical, I might wonder where he learned all of this. Where does he come from? How did he become such a good fighter? And why is he so interested in gold? Or is he even interested in gold? Because it might be the case that he's just interested in saving Tyrion for some reason. And he's using gold as an excuse to do that, without blowing his cover. Okay, this is good. Alright, Tyrion takes Bronn to meet his dad.
And who are these companions of yours?
This is Shagga, son of Dolph, chieftain of the Stonecrows. Timett, son of Timett, ruler of the Burned Men. This fair maid is Chella, daughter of Check, leader of the Black Ears. And here we have Bronn, son of...
You wouldn't know him.
May I present my...
Son of you wouldn't know him. Then we get a cut to Tywin, and then Kevin, looking down. We've got an inquiring shake from Tywin, and a moment of understanding from Kevin. Lannisters are familiar with what it looks like when people latch on to them for money. Tywin's little head move says, "What is that supposed to mean? What are you hiding?" He's skeptical. That's why he's Tywin. And then Tywin walks up to inspect the men. He gives Bronn this look. It's like teasing a moment of, discovery. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who is he going to stop to examine? That's the tension. It's either going to be Bronn or one of the 3 mountain people. He passes by Bronn. So whatever Tywin and the audience would have learned by questioning Bronn, we don't get to know it yet. The implication is that we have to wait to find out later. The drinking game. Okay, this is where the best clues happen. Tyrion wants to play a game where he guesses something about your past, and if he's right, you have to drink.
Here's how it works. I make a statement about your past. If I'm right, you drink. If I'm wrong, I drink. And no lying. I'll know if you're lying.
I don't want to play this game.
Shay doesn't want to play the game, which makes me suspicious. Like, what is she hiding? She gets really defensive about her family, and it comes up again when she's talking to Varys. So there are hints that Shay might not have been who she seemed either. But okay, Bronn. Let's get back to Bronn.
Fine. Bronn first. Your father beat you.
But my mother hit harder.
You killed your first man before you were 12.
It was a woman. She swung an axe at me.
You've been north of the wall.
What brought you up there?
Work.
So both of his parents beat him, which means he had both of his parents. His mother was a tough woman, to put it kindly. He killed his first person before he was 12, and it was a woman, because she flung an axe at him. So maybe the person he killed was his mother. Might be his mother. And he's been north of the wall, for work. Now, if this were the books, I would say, work seems like doublespeak. It's true technically, but it's not true in the way that it's conveyed. For example, he may have been a ranger in the Night's Watch, who deserted. Or his father may have gone north of the wall for work, had a child, and Bronn was the child. Work put him up there.
And you once loved a woman many years ago, but it turned out badly, so you've never let yourself love again.
Ha!
Oh wait, that's me.
So Bronn gives him this look like, are we still talking about me? Or you? And then Tyrion goes on to tell the story about Tysha, the girl who he was set up to rescue. She turned out to be a whore, and his father had his men rape her in front of him to humiliate him. And Bronn said he's heard that story before, from the Lannister Knights.
Our lord here used to be married.
Married?
How did you hear that?
No, you hear lots of things, playing dice with Lannister soldiers.
So that explains the look from before.
Another night, perhaps.
Now, you might be thinking that this isn't a real mystery, but the writers keep the mystery alive. It's referenced in Season 7, when Jaime says this to Bronn.
To Bronn of the Blackwater, formerly of whatever nameless shit heap you're from.
Formerly of whatever nameless shit heap you're from. This gives me the feeling that if we do find out where he's from, it won't be a nameless shit heap. It'll be the exact opposite of that. It'll make Jaime ironically wrong, and it'll sort of enrich this moment on a rewatch.
With a saddlebag full of gold, complaining about not getting paid. When we win this war, all the castles in the Seven Kingdoms will be yours to choose from, with no one left to take them away from you.
Bronn really wants a castle, which might indicate that he or his family once had a castle and lost it.
I didn't expect it to smell like that.
Men shit themselves when they die. Didn't they teach you that at Fancy Lad School? Well, I learnt it when I was 5.
And when he was 5, he learned that men shit themselves when they die. It sounds like Bronn had a lovely childhood. He said he killed his first person before he was 12, and it was a woman. So unless Bronn killed the woman when he was 4 or younger, who threw an axe at a 4-year-old, which both seem unlikely, then Bronn didn't kill the man who shit himself when he died, which means someone else killed him, and Bronn witnessed it. So maybe the man was his father, and the killer was his mother. Bronn has a chip on his shoulder about highborn people, which isn't particularly strange, but it might support the idea that his family once had something and lost it. So whoever this guy is, I think Bronn is his secret identity, and he's trying to be somebody he's not. His words shout, "I'm a villain," but his actions shout, "I'm a hero," and he hates that. He's trying to hide that he's a hero. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this one. Sansa and Tyrion. I think they're going to end up honoring their marriage at the end. And there's a lot of supporting evidence for it. The story starts off with this Stark versus Lannister rivalry. The world's going to crap because everybody's disrespecting the principles. They're doing incest, homicide, betrayal, underage drinking, desertion, pride, neglect. Everyone's screwing up across the board. Starks and Lannisters alike.
Sometimes I wonder if this is the price for what we've done, for our sins.
Sansa is really the only significant character to embrace her feminine upbringing. She was raised to value family, diplomacy, needlework, courtesies. And make no mistake, this world needs ladylike ladies in order to function.
Gentle mother, font of mercy.
There's real power in this.
The Red Stallion was always a welcome sight at River Run. My father counts Jonas Bracken amongst his oldest and most loyal bannermen.
Our lord is honored by his trust.
I don't quite see the purpose of this.
The thing Sansa has wanted since the beginning is to have babies and make a family.
I'm supposed to marry Prince Joffrey. I love him, and I'm meant to be his queen and have his babies.
7 hells.
And there's nothing naive about that. It's a perfectly realistic and healthy dream.
I'm stupid. Stupid little girl with stupid dreams who never learn.
But her story has been one disappointing match after another.
Killing you would send your brother a message.
Joffrey, Loras, Tyrion, Littlefinger, Ramsay. But only one of those matches was looking out for her, simply because it was the right thing to do.
She is no longer yours to torment. But I promise you one thing, my lady. I won't ever hurt you.
and expecting nothing in return.
What if I never want you to?
And so my watch begins.
But Sansa didn't want to marry Tyrion for two reasons. One, his name. He's a Lannister, and the Starks are at war with the Lannisters.
But women in our position must make the best of our circumstances.
How do I make the best of my circumstances? I have to marry him.
Has Lord Tyrion mistreated you?
No.
Has he been kind to you?
He's tried.
You don't want him, though.
He's a Lannister.
Far from the worst Lannister, wouldn't you say?
And two, he's a dwarf.
And your son, if I'm not mistaken, your son might be the Lord of Casterly Rock and the North someday. He's rather good-looking, even with the scar. Especially with the scar.
He's a dwarf.
Sansa isn't shallow. Attraction is important. But Marjorie points out to her that looks aren't the most important thing. And besides, he's probably pretty good in the sack.
Some women like tall men. Some like short men. Some like hairy men, some like bald men. Gentlemen, rough men, ugly men, pretty girls. Most women don't know what they like until they've tried it. And sadly, so many of us get to try so little before we're old and grey. Tyrion may surprise you. From what I've heard, he's quite experienced.
And that's a good thing.
It can be. We're very complicated, you know. Pleasing us takes practice.
Believe it or not, Tyrion doesn't want to have sex with Sansa either.
She's a child.
She's a foot taller than you.
A tall child.
What's the youngest you've ever had?
Not that young.
How much older?
Older.
You're a lord, she's a lady. And a beauty at that. I don't see the problem. You want to fuck that Stark girl. You just don't want to admit it.
I don't pay you to put evil notions in my head. The ones already there don't need company. I didn't ask for this marriage. I didn't want it.
No. She's a beautiful girl. You said so yourself.
That doesn't mean that. This is duty, not desire.
Is that what you will tell yourself when you fuck her?
I don't have a choice.
I hear Shay's criticism of Tyrion from some of the fans, too. But it's just plain wrong. It doesn't hold up from any angle of analysis. He can obviously see that she's pretty, but attraction isn't the same thing as sexual intent. How many 14-year-old girls has Tyrion fucked in the past? 0. What kind of women does Tyrion actually fuck? Women much older than Sansa. If Tyrion is lying to Shay about not wanting to fuck Sansa in order to maintain his relationship with Shay, why does he lie again to Bronn, Tywin, and Cersei in the absence of Shay? Not to mention there is a very strong evolutionary reason why men are uncomfortable with the idea of having sex with a girl who looks like she may be too young to survive childbirth.
But your father...
If my father wants someone to get fucked, I know where he can start.
So I don't think that reading holds up at all. Everything about Tyrion's body language says that he's very uncomfortable with the subject. So I believe Tyrion when he says that he doesn't want to have sex with Sansa, even if it's difficult for Shay to understand. Despite the outside pressures that are straining the relationship, Tyrion and Sansa are pretty good friends. They banter, cooperate, commiserate.
The disgraced daughter and the demon monkey were perfect for each other.
I hear that you're a pervert.
I am the imp. I have certain standards to maintain.
His room will stink, but he won't know where it's coming from.
Lady Sansa.
And they look out for each other. During the Battle of Blackwater, drunk Cersei gets some kind of sick pleasure out of indoctrinating Sansa with a bunch of feminist lies.
He was heir to Casterly Rock, and I was sold to some stranger like a horse to be ridden whenever he desired.
But Sansa's a smart kid, and it doesn't even trip her up.
You were Robert's queen.
She knows what she wants out of life. And you know what? Not drunk Cersei doesn't believe drunk Cersei either.
You want to make things better for Sansa? Give her a child.
So you can tell Father it was you who finally talked me into it.
So she can have some happiness in her life. If it weren't for my children, I'd have thrown myself from the highest window in the Red Keep. They're the reason I'm alive.
Catelyn gave Robb some great advice.
Your father didn't love me when we married. He hardly knew me, or I him. Love didn't just happen to us. We built it slowly over the years, stone by stone. For you, for your brothers and sisters, for all of us. It's not as exciting as secret passion in the woods, but it is stronger. It lasts longer.
Robb ignored Catelyn's advice, and it didn't work out so well for him. But maybe Sansa took a lesson or two from her mother. Tyrion is impressed with Sansa's resilience.
Lady Stark, you may survive us yet.
But what's the status of their marriage? It was never annulled, and Sansa went on to marry Ramsay.
I assure you she's still a virgin. Tyrion never consummated the marriage. By the law of the land, she is no man's wife.
Littlefinger says that because Tyrion didn't consummate the marriage, it doesn't count by the law of the land. But he's Littlefinger, and what about the law of the gods?
We stand here in the sight of gods and men, now and forever.
What better way for Sansa to demonstrate her transformation from naive, selfish princess to wise, selfless queen than to bring a lasting peace between houses Stark and Lannister by honoring her marriage vow, one of those disrespected principle things at the beginning that plunged everyone into chaos.
The best way to forge a lasting alliance isn't by peeling a man's skin off. The best way is marriage.
A marriage with a pretty decent guy.
Tyrion's not like the other Lannisters. He was always kind to me.
Who can give her the family she always wanted to have. Perhaps in a castle better suited to her nature than Winterfell.
Growing up at Winterfell, all I ever wanted was to escape. To come here. To the capital. See the Southern Knights in their painted armor and King's Landing after dark. All the candles burning in all those windows.
George R.R. Martin likes to cite a quote that goes something like this: "When the facts conflict with the legend, print the legend." So when I think about what might make a good ending for a character, one metric I like to use is to ask myself this: 100 years from now, in the story, how good would this ending look in a Westerosi children's storybook? So how's this for a storybook? Once upon a time, the most beautiful maiden in the land was forced by the evil king to marry his uncle, the most hideous dwarf in the land. Together, the maiden and the dwarf killed the evil king, fell in love anyway, and lived happily ever after. If you like my wacky TV show theories, leave a like. If you don't like it, let's be honest, it's probably just because you're a sand shipper.
You won't hurt me.
Thanks for watching.